Good morning, students. We'll continue surface chemistry. Next topic is modern adsorption theory. Modern adsorption theory. So how the adsorption takes place on the surface of the metal surface or any surface, how it takes place. There are 5 steps here. The catalyst surface you can show like this. These are the molecules, suppose. Having 3 vacancies is there on the catalyst surface, and suppose this is the reactant A and B. So first step will be diffusion of reactant. Okay, you know the term diffusion. Then second is adsorption of reactant on the surface, on the molecules of surface. Then third step is formation of intermediate molecule. Okay, then fourth is desorption. You know what is desorption. And fifth is diffusion of product away from the surface. So these are the steps. 5 steps are there. So diffusion of reactant, so when it reacts, so what will happen? It will try to go inside the, on the surface of the these molecules of the surface, and then it get attached, that is adsorption takes place. So suppose A and B, it gets absorbed here. Then next step will be A, B. So a bond will form between A and B, and this is nothing but the intermediate molecule. Okay. Then the fourth step is what? Desorption. So after that, desorption is the opposite of absorption, that is the atoms of the reactants, it will go away, and thus you will get the surface, that is the catalyst like this, same as it was before, and plus A plus B the reactants. So this is the modern adsorption theory. I hope you have understood. Then the next topic that we will study is colloids. Colloids. Okay. Colloids. Thomas Graham. In 1861, he observed that the heterogeneous system which consists of particles of intermediate size means in between the solution and the suspension. Okay, these are nothing but the colloids. You observe that the heterogeneous consists of the particles which is in between the intermediate size of the solution and the suspension, and it is known as the colloids. The particles of the colloid solution have diameter equal to 1 to 1000 nanometer. So how can you give that definition? Colloid is a heterogeneous system in which one substance is dispersed as very fine particles in other substance known as dispersion medium. Means we have two phase, that is dispersion phase and dispersion medium. So colloids are what? They are the dispersion. Colloids is a heterogeneous system in which one substance is dispersed into the another. The dispersed is dispersion phase, and the one in which the dispersed phase is dispersed is known as dispersion medium. So dispersed phase can be like proteins, synthetic polymer, or an aggregate of many atoms or molecules or ions. Okay. So the colloidal particles have enough surface area. So dispersed phase is component present in small proportion, and dispersion medium is what? The present in excess. So it is the same as the solute and the solvent. Now classification based on the physical state of physical state of dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Okay, we have salts. Salts is what? Solid in liquid. Dispersed phase is solid and liquid is the dispersion phase, dispersed medium. Then gel, liquid in liquid. Liquid in liquid is called gel. Emulsion, liquid in liquid. Okay. So type of colloid. Dispersed phase and dispersed medium. Dispersed, dispersion, medium. So type of colloid will become solid sol if both are solid. It will be sol, called sol, if it is dispersed phase is solid and dispersion is liquid. It will become aerosol if the dispersed phase is solid, and the dispersion medium is gas. Then it will become gel if dispersed phase is liquid and the dispersion medium is solid. Liquid in liquid is emulsion. Okay, so these are some of the types. Also, if we have water as dispersion medium, then we call it as hydrosol. If we have alcohol, then we call it as alkosol. If we have benzene, we will call it as benzosol. In this way, we can name the colloidal solutions. So this was the classification based on physical state of dispersion phase and the dispersion medium. Next is classification on nature of interaction between dispersed phase and dispersed medium, dispersion medium. Okay, so we have two colloids, or we call it as lyophilic colloid and lyophobic colloid. Okay. These two topics also I will explain according to the difference between, and you can understand that individually what is lyophilic colloid and what is lyophobic colloid. So two types of colloid are there in this category, that is lyophilic colloid and lyophobic colloid. Okay, so lyophilic means what? Liquid loving, and lyophobic means liquid or solvent phobic, repelling, yeah, hating. Okay, the colloids in which the particles of the dispersed phase have a greater affinity for the dispersion medium. Okay, greater affinity for dispersion medium. They are known as lyophobic colloids. In this, there will be no affinity for the dispersion medium, that is, it is liquid hating. Now, nature, they are reversible salts. That is, if the dispersion medium is separated from the dispersion phase, it can be again formed by simple mixing. Okay, you have a lyophilic colloid, you separate both the dispersion and this phase and medium, and then again if you mix it, then you will get the lyophilic colloid. Okay, but in the other case, it's very difficult. You will not, that is, you can say it is as the irreversible salts. Okay, it can prepare, this lyophilic colloid can be easily prepared by just directly mixing the substances with suitable liquid as the dispersion medium. You have to mix dispersion phase and dispersion medium, and in a proper quantity. If you mix it, it can easily prepare, whereas this cannot be easily prepared. Some special methods are required to prepare this lyophobic colloids. They are not easily precipitated, or you can say coagulated. It is easily precipitated by simply adding a small amount of electrolyte. Okay, understood? Then these are formed from the organic substances like starch, gum, proteins. They are all water attractive. These are formed by inorganic material molecules like metals, sulfides, and so on. They are highly hydrated. They are not much hydrated. Then they are stable, that is the lyophilic. They are stable. This is unstable and require stabilizing agents. So once again, a colloidal solution which has greater affinity for the dispersion medium, they are called as the lyophilic colloid, and the one which do not have affinity towards the liquid or the solvent, then it is called the lyophobic colloid. Reversible salts, irreversible salts. This reversible means if you separate the dispersion and dispersion phase and again mix together, then again you can get the lyophilic, whereas in this case you cannot form colloidal solution by simply means once you have prepared this, then you cannot reform. Then easily prepared, this cannot be, special methods are required. They are not easily precipitated or coagulated, easily coagulated or precipitated by adding a simple amount of electrolyte. Organic substance like starch, gum, proteins, they are the form the lyophilic colloid. Here the metal sulfides. They are highly hydrated, not much hydrated. Then these are the stable and these are unstable. Hope you have understood this. So this was the second method of classification, that is based on the nature of interaction between the dispersed phase and the dispersion medium. Then next method of classification is based on the particles of type of particles of dispersed phase. So there are three types: multimolecular, then macromolecular, and associated colloids. Multimolecular colloids, macromolecular colloids, and associated colloids. First, multimolecular colloids. So when a large number of atoms or small molecules of substance, they aggregate together to form species having same size in the colloidal range, that is diameter how much, greater than 1 nanometer, then we will call it as multimolecular. Means the small molecules of substance, they aggregate to form the species having the same size of in colloidal range. Example, gold salt, then acid, that is the sulfur salt, okay. The next is, this was multimole, then macromolecular. When certain substance having big size molecules called macromolecules having large molar mass, that when dissolved in suitable liquid form a solution in which the molecules of the substance, that is the dispersed particles, have the size of the colloidal. Means if you have a macromolecules like protein or anything, if you are dissolving it in the proper dispersion medium, okay, so this protein has large molecular mass, they are dissolved in suitable liquid to form a solution of the molecules in which they have the colloidal particle size. First type of, they are known as macromolecules. Okay. Examples are starch, proteins I have told you, cellulose, enzymes, gelatin and so on. Then last is associated colloids. Associated colloids. So these are the substances when dissolved in a medium behave like a normal electrolyte at low concentration but behave as colloidal solutions at high concentration due to the formation. Means at the high concentration what happens, the molecules comes and aggregate together and it acts as the colloid. Whereas at the lower concentration it behaves like the normal electrolyte. Such types of colloids, they are known as associated colloids. So what are associated colloids? They are the substances when dissolved in a medium behave as normal electrolyte at low concentration but at high concentration they aggregate to form colloids called associated colloids. Okay, so these aggregated particles are nothing but we call it as micelle. Micelle you have heard, you have studied in the, I think you remember in the soap, you have studied it. Okay. So what is soap? It is the aqueous solution of sodium stearate or anything, C17 suppose S35CO and it is the soap. So it dissociates into C17H35CO and Na minus and Na plus. So the concentration of these ions get associated to form aggregate of colloidal size at high concentration. Then it will become what? Associated colloids, and that is known as micelle. So micelle are what? Micelles are the cluster or the aggregated particles formed by association of colloids in solution. So that is the definition. Example is here soap and detergents is the examples of associated colloids. Now formation of micelles, it takes place above a particular temperature. That is very important. At a particular temperature only the formation of micelle takes place, and that temperature is known as Kraft temperature, pK. So what is Kraft temperature? The temperature at which the formation of micelle takes place, that is known as Kraft temperature, and the particular concentration at which the micelle formation takes place is known as critical micelle concentration. We call in short as CMC. Okay. So CMC for soap is 10 to minus 4 to 10 to minus 3 mole per liter. So this was the classification of the colloids. 3 parts you studied. I hope you have understood it.